I'm from a poor area, so I understand about Anthony Porter and the guys in the burial, because I lived in a Mexican neighborhood all my life. And it seems like these kids are just put in jail on the assumption that they're going to do something wrong later on anyway, and we'll solve the other crime later, and somebody who did it will get caught for another crime. Why are all these guys released from jail under DNA, and nobody's prosecuted for putting them there? Can't they look at dirt tapes and dirt records and find out what's going on here? You know, basic reason for fighting it out here is because you're not just doing it for yourself. They didn't just come along and say, hey, you're shorter than the rest of the guys. Let's take your tapes. Let's cheat you.
Yeah.
This has to be ongoing.
Yeah, we actually went into the Cook County Republican Organization's office with Gene, myself, and Bob, and the producer of this show a few weeks back when they announced that bounty. Not so much for the money, but you know, I think just in general, get high schoolers, get college students, just take some of these cases that have been really tough and get some of the people to have hot dogs and soda pop and listen to the tapes, look at the transcripts. Just make it a civic, you know, project to, you know, this is, you know, I mean, if we can't get families and kids and communities involved in curing the judicial record, we've got great technology. Let's get people involved. So,
well,
no,
and
go ahead.
if I could comment really
You get another
quickly,
caller, though. Go ahead.
In my mind, we're blessed right now in the city of Chicago. We've got a federal prosecutor who, both here with respect to problems here within our own city government, as well as at the federal level, has taken incredible steps to try to reform the system. And I think that we, as a citizenry, really need to support that any way that we can.
Okay, we have two more callers, which is about all we can take here.
Yes, hi. I was calling to ask two questions. One question is, I just tuned in to your program, and I was just wondering the name and contact information, or would you all be airing these type of programs again in the future? Okay, and secondly, I would like to make a comment, I think, to Mr. Gordon, that is, about the advocating for the citizens review boards. Okay, the gentleman just made a comment about DNA cases. Okay, would a citizens review board help cases that do not have non-DNA in them? You know, we have wrongfully convicted prisons here in Illinois, and not all cases have DNA evidence, okay? And those are the cases that are totally forgotten because they do not have DNA evidence. Yeah. And I just wanted to ask Mr. Gordon, would advocating a citizen review board be a good idea for cases like that?
Thank you. We have just 3 minutes left, and we have to wrap this up. Just a quick response.
You want me?
Go ahead.
You're going to have to look at the transcripts. It's not just DNA, but you got to look at everything that goes in the documents, how it's put in, because the poor people ain't got a chance. I mean, who's going to go looking for all this stuff for them? It's just like in the Simpson case. If he didn't have $1 million lawyers, where's he going to go? Where is he going to go with all this?
Okay.
I mean, you know.
We do have enough time for one more caller. Go ahead. Caller?
Yes, I wanted to say that it is certainly the case that DNA evidence has managed to exonerate certain people, but procedurally, in fact, they were convicted completely legitimately. The fact is that if a prosecutor has a good faith belief that the witness is telling the truth, that this witness, in fact, picked this person out, and that witness, in fact, just made a mistake, it is not the case that every conviction is a product of malfeasance or some sort of improper action on the part of prosecutors or police. Sometimes honest mistakes are made. People are picked out of a lineup that should not be picked out, and a prosecutor does proceed based upon those facts. So we shouldn't always assume that everyone who is wrongly convicted is necessarily there because someone acted improperly. Sometimes mistakes are made.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
But these are blatant. This stuff here is blatant. See, the difference with that is what we're saying here is some of the stuff is totally blatant. We're not saying everybody's bad. We're not even saying they want to convict everybody. But in a lot of cases, this is happening. And if you let this go, how do you know who is guilty and who isn't? How do you have the death penalty in this state? Are you going to convict this guy because he's a mass murderer and then kill 10 other innocent guys? You've got to have some kind of justice. You've got to have some kind of cover, and the tapes will do that. Show the people the tapes. See what's on. Don't hide things from them.
Yeah, I'm personally an advocate of if you got a recording device and you want to get an okay to get a recording of a proceeding, leave your copy at the door before you leave with the court. And make a copy for yourself, leave a copy with the court, and then get the court's copy. The more people who do this, the more people who make copies of copies of copies, the more we're going to cure this problem.
Well, I mean, one of the things that has been troubling me a lot lately is the fact that at this point our government can photograph, record, and otherwise take records of us in all aspects of our lives without any oversight. We can't do the same thing with our government. At some point, we as a citizenry need to flip that so that the government is accountable.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of our program.
Enjoy the song.
And we have Michelle singing this wonderful song.
But then it fades after a